Hey guys, Amit Barabi here. Following my suggestion to how to write a crossover between Ben 10 and Avatar Korra, I've got a suggestion to how to do it with Avatar The Last Airbender. So here is the premise. The null void projector gets damaged and it sends Ben and Gwen around early season 2 of the original series into the Avatar world. Now, I think the most interesting point in the timeline of Avatar is to have Ben and Gwen arrive like about a kilometer away from one another in the Earth Kingdom, um, about a few days before Team Avatar arrives at the North Pole. So Gwen is picked up by Ty Lee's circus and become one of the performers. Ben finds the freedom fighters led by Jet and he joins them. Just cutting up supplies and stuff like that, giving the Fire Nation hard time while Gwen tries to find her place in this strange world. When the rumors about Ben reach the Fire Lord, Ozai decides to send Zuko to another mission. He tells him that if he can kill this group of alien monsters, of course he doesn't use the word aliens, then he can return for one day or something like that. So it means that Zuko and his crew do not get involved in the siege on the north. As a result, it means that Aang doesn't get kidnapped while searching for the spirits, and therefore the moon spirit doesn't die. That leads to the two spirits giving Aang a favor, but by destroying the Fire Nation fleet without the death of the moon, which means that no one would get a connection between eclipse and the disappearance of certain elements. So now we get to season 2, because let's be honest, Zuko is not going to catch Ben at that point. Gwen's story gets progressed at the point where Azula recruits TLA. In this point, Gwen finally realizes that the Fire Nation is the bad side of the war. When she sees that Azula is willing to let Tom Tom be captured instead of committing to the trade of Boomy. And she decides to join Team Avatar at this point. And it makes an interesting dynamic because Ty Lee became her friend, so that is something. And as for Ben gets separated from the freedom fighters at one point in a fight against the Fire Nation. I don't know what could exactly lead to that. Let's say that there was a split of forces in the Fire Nation, and the only solution to stop them was to split up, and so that allows Ben to fight the Fire Nation on his own for a little while, mostly disappear as soon as he is about to time out, and I guess you just have original adventures until the desert or something. The point is, I think it would be interesting if Ben and Gwen met around in that bar next to the desert, and as a result, it means that they have enough people for someone else to be there with Toph and guard Appa. So at this point, Ben gets to bond with Toph when they stay there next to Appa, and when the Sandbenders attack, Ben is the one fighting them while Toph is busy holding the library. So and that is assuming that Gwen can't convince the owl to just give him information about the solar eclipse or something. And there is some figuring out to do, because the moon was never destroyed, and someone will have to figure out what was so special about the solar eclipse that was shown in that date chart that Sokka found. So, with Appa not being kidnapped, there is a lot that can be changed from here, but I think the most interesting thing here is that the two Tennysons are finally reunited, and that is something that can change a lot, because now they are both in Team Avatar, and that alone can change so many things. But if you guys want to write a story like this, then have as much creative freedom as you want. I'm just here to suggest some premises and stuff, and that is all. Amit Barabi, out.